Hello. Okay, so here we are, the live stream. I'm gonna put something in here real quick. Do this. Okay, I'm gonna wave, and then I'm gonna put, let me know if you can hear Cyberforce. There we go. Alright, I have it on speakerphone and to the highest volume as well, so hopefully that works.
Alright, well we can hope for the best, I guess.
Yeah. We have to make do with what we got, so...
I don't really care about the audio quality too much as long as they can at least hear me.
Yeah. I really do wish I had a specific speaker, but I don't know where the other is. So...
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, Mr. Meldoggo says he can hear you, Cyberforce.
Okay.
That's perfect. That's perfect. Alright, so, where we were at was, I heard news from Cyberforce, on my latest video, with the Star Ending Explained from Sunday, that there's a Paw Patrol movie that is officially in the works, and it's going to be uploading on, not uploading, what am I thinking? Should be coming to theaters, sometime in 2021. And we're going to be talking about, what our thoughts could be for this movie. Because this is the first time that I've ever heard this information, and, I haven't really... because Rainbow Dash and Everest titles her videos Project This Number at first, it's hard to know when she's it's hard to know what she's publishing at first.
Yeah, I didn't know what it was either until I just went on it and I'm like, what the heck?
Yeah.
The movie's official? Okay.
Right. And that is always the case. It's it's always like that. I had no idea that it was actually that it actually came out in 2021. That it was going to be coming out in 2021. That is an interesting idea. Now my hair is all screwy. But yeah, this is going to be an amazing. This is going to be a great talk. I haven't been watching the show recently, specifically because of the fact that I was so focused on Star vs. the Forces of Evil, and I didn't know when the episodes were actually coming out. But I still am going to be doing Paw Patrol. I'll do some other reviews. I'll try and watch the season 6 stuff sometime. But I'll try and do my best to actually get right back into the game. So that ought to work nicely. Sucks though that my YouTube uploading stuff, my uploading stuff is pretty bad. Like I've been trying to because of all the copyright claims and all that stuff from past Paw Patrol stuff and trying to do Star vs. the Forces of Evil, it's been chaotic and I couldn't do anything about it for almost 3 months now. So by like June or July that should be lifted. Hopefully. That's a hopefully. I don't want to lose my live streaming privileges forever.
Yeah.
That's always the case. That's just always the case. But yeah, as far as people coming in should know, what we're doing now is basically that we're going to be talking about the Paw Patrol movie that's going to show up in 2021, 1 full year after I graduate, which is pretty awesome. I'm excited for that. I do hope that it's in 3D though, because a lot of kids movies like to make this stuff in 3D. They like to all the time.
It's just something that sort of like it attracts them to it. It's just like how it always makes it seem a lot more interesting to them, and it's a case how they'll want to see it, and their parents will just feel like, oh, I guess I just have to. So then they have to pay for it as well. So it's just sort of a marketing thing that I've understood for a little while, and I get.
Yes, it also gives off the idea of like you being immersed into their world and the stuff coming right at the screen like that. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, if you're a young kid, wouldn't you want to be in Adventure Bay actually, like, helping people? Oh, just give me a sec.
Yeah, like, that would be pretty dang awesome. Also, for those people that are new, let me know if you can hear Cyberforce, because I don't really have like a full speaker to do so. And it's on like full volume at the most. But for now, yeah. Okay, speaker. Yeah, it's on speaker. The thing that I want to know is, like, I know that this is a movie that's coming out in 2021, but the thing that I'm mainly hoping for is that it's animated like it normally is, and it's not like live action. Because so many people were already complaining about the Sonic movie and how Paramount is going to get that fixed in some way, you know? So I'm like, make it animated, because people are gonna like that, and it'll draw the kids to something even newer because of the fact that it's something that because of like it's something recognizable to them, and it's something that can draw them in a bit more, since a lot of kids don't really like watching live action stuff that's all real.
Speaking of like live action Paw Patrol, I've actually been thinking about that earlier, and it's got to the stage where I've thought about it, and I've been saying that it's possible that if they did go live action, then maybe I have to speak quietly because I'm in the middle of something right now, and I don't want to wake my mum and dad or anything, so it's alright. And I have a feeling that if they were to do that, then they'd have to make some way for it to work. Like with Sonic that they've made it since it is live action, they're going to make him an alien. So that's one little note that I noticed about it. And if they were to do live action Paw Patrol, how would they do it? Because they can't make them aliens. They can't make them some sort of experiment that was supposed to make dogs able to talk. They can't really do much in the way of live action for it to actually be able to work.
Oh, you're thinking of like an origin story. I like that idea. And Metal Doggo says, I have a vision Paw Patrol live action will be like the Buddy movies and Beverly Hills Chihuahua movies. That'd be interesting. It is very interesting. I also would think of something like Max, the military dog. And Ultra Infinite gives a thumbs up. Hooray! This will also be re-uploaded to YouTube, so that other people can hear this conversation too. Because not everyone on YouTube has Instagram and can actually see my video, and I can't really do anything on YouTube Live unless it's actually doing stuff on my own personal account, which I don't want to do unless it's for any like desperate purposes. Like I may do that for Cleaved on Sunday. I might do that live, not on Instagram, because if I do so, then it'll claim me, and I don't like that. Yes, Ultra Infinite, I'm dead serious. I have not seen the Buddies movies. I've seen one of them, Golden Retrievers. They're awesome. Sky is actually part of the... Say what?
Sorry. Yeah, speaking of the Buddies movies, I was watching them recently, and I was watching what's technically the most recent one, which is called Super Buddies, and I was just thinking to myself, is it possible that that's where they got the idea for Mighty Pups?
That would be very interesting. Or something like Super Paw. That'd be interesting.
That's what I was thinking. That's probably where they got the idea from.
I'd understand that. Because a lot of times people just always want to have this idea of idea of grandeur, we got our idea from this or some random stuff. Because even with Star vs. the Forces of Evil, Darren Nefsey actually said that she was actually inspired by Sailor Moon when she actually made the show, and that was why a lot of people considered the season 3 and 4 outros kind of something kind of like an anime outro or like an anime intro, and they always do that, which is awesome. There it is. They're golden retriever puppies who talk. Yeah. And that's what we were thinking too, since Paw Patrol has talking puppies. And the talking puppies thing is not really a, like... With movies, it's not a new idea, but it's an interesting idea. They pull this stuff. They pull these ideas out a lot. But when it comes to Paw Patrol 2021, like the movie, I'm not really interested in character design. Although I do want it to be animated. I'm interested in the plot. What is it going to be about? What are they going to dedicate a full hour and a half or something to?
Yeah, I was actually speaking to Angel Storm earlier today about something like that as well. Like, if they were to do live action, they'd probably just animate their mouths like they have actually done in the buddy movies. Like, just make the mouths open and probably direct the dogs, like, around the sort of set, pretty much.
Oh, that's interesting. If there's something that I would really like, it's for that. Like, if they ever put a villain in there, I would like for them not to use Humdinger, but someone else, someone that's more competent and powerful.
Speaking of that, I went over I was just thinking about this earlier today, but I was literally thinking about how I come up with this full of the ideas. Now, it starts off as Ryder being like a young boy, and he sort of like wants to own like a dog. And let's just say that he eventually gets to go to a shelter, and then he meets Chase. And it's the case, like this is just an idea, but he is walking down like the road one time, and then all of a sudden he starts getting mugged, and then Chase literally jumps in to save him. And then Ryder's like, "Hey man, thanks for that." And Chase responds, "No problem." And he's like, "Did you just talk?" And then it goes on there, and it might be similar to Sonic, how he's like freaked out over the concept of an animal being able to speak, I would say.
I like the idea of like an origin story at the beginning. I do like the origin. I like the idea of an origin story.
Yeah, an origin would really work better.
But something that I really would like to know is the origin for all the pups. Not just Rubble. We already know Rubble's backstory, but I want like.
Yeah, they do one and then forgot about it. Like they've never done an origin. That's why I was thinking they could do this to sort of bridge the gap of how it even started in the first place, like how Ryder even got the idea.
This is actually what a lot of people, like myself included, have been wanting to know for a lot of Paw Patrol. And I actually read an entire online website that basically had an idea that would give away too much backstory. And that was the idea that the pups were actually rescued themselves. And that gave them the inspiration to actually become rescuers themselves. I think it is too, Ultra Infinite. I think it is going to be a very special movie. If it's going to be posted in 2021, no less. Considering that most people have a lot to deal with in 2021, and it'll be a new year as well, a new year full of creative ideas, a new year full of interesting movies. Nickelodeon's going to make tons of cash with that. They just are, if they do it right, at least. Which I don't have a doubt that they will. But yeah. I don't have a doubt that they will do it right, but I mean they have done worse before, so I'm not gonna. Yeah, with some episodes, I found some episodes to be pretty lazy, and especially with season 5, because a lot of season 5 stuff was based on extremely weird ideas for titles, and some of season 6 stuff was still pretty kind of lazy in some retrospect. But regardless, I still like the show. Just as long as we're not going to, like, extremely deep or like getting into the ship wars again, because I just like a lot of the reason why I distance myself from the show is because of the fact that it's still going on. The shipping wars. It's still going on when I really don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, I don't really want to speak about it either. It's just something that brings up a bit of bad memory, and I don't really want to speak about it either.
What was worse about when that happened was you and Rainbow Dash and Angel, you all had at least like one video that had more dislikes. Whoever put dislike bots on my channel almost terminated my channel. I was only left with like 4 videos left at that point.
Yeah.
So I don't get why they were specifically wanting to attack me in any way, shape, or form. But I'm not going to get into that again. That's a story for another day.
Yeah, it probably can't be true.
That's something for another day. Probably when people will actually, actually be okay with my feelings and not, be like, you hate her, or you're stupid, or you're just a retard in general, or something like that. Because that's how people just respond now. It's like, if you It's like, if you are a shipper, then you are considered the devil or something like that. Or like, you're someone with a low IQ or something like that. Because that is what happened. That's true. I almost thought that they got words that could match the idea of the new episode. Or they got a kid to do it. You never know. That's a good point. I mean, when you think about it from a narrative perspective, I just want to see like an origin story for all of them at least. All of them at least. And then when even Ryder himself, it's like, where did his parents go? What happened there? And the thing is, I think that they could actually do more with a movie, and that's why I'm excited for the movie. Is because here in the actual Paw Patrol, it's TBY, and it's like, because they've gotten too lazy with the show, and they are not going for any new ideas on like stuff with like Mighty Pups and Friendship Day and the Pups of a Merpup. It's like why bother anymore, or like why even expect the ships to come true in some way, shape, or form, or devote everything to that show when it's just going to get worse and lazier and all that. That's not me trying to say that I don't like the show, because I still do. It's still got integrity, and at least it's not anything like some regular old show that got something like Alan Gregory that got canceled after like 7 episodes because of how awful it was. But with a movie, I think that this would be a good thing because of the fact that they could throw more creative ideas. They could throw in a bunch of more of adult ideas if it's a PG movie, or they could include shipping if it's a G or a PG, because of the fact that if it's a G or a PG, it can include to all audiences. And it doesn't have to dumb down or talk down to its audience. This is why I don't really like Paw Patrol nowadays, is because of the fact that it talks down to its audience when it really shouldn't. In Pups Say Friendship Day, it did not talk down to its audience. In Mighty Pups, it did not talk down to its audience. How I know is because in Pups Say Friendship Day, they still give out a world lesson that everyone should keep to heart. Is that the best way to celebrate stuff like Valentine's Day or Friendship Day is to make a new friend, make new memories with them, show you care. In Mighty Pups, it still kept you up and going with a really interesting plot. Gave Chase an idea with character development. Gave a really interesting plot and storyline. Even a new villain that was okay. With Pup Saver Merpup, the animation was pretty decent. Chase was a skeptic, and there was a good reason for him to be a skeptic. For him to be proven wrong with actual evidence by the end was pretty good. And the fact that they're dumbing down everything and being like, we're just going to do this random old plot with this specific formula that we're going to keep doing for every other episode is what irritates me. Like, for example, all the way back in Season 5, I don't know a single episode that goes on without Humdinger. And if there were, I'd consider that episode over whatever is in there. But there wasn't a lot of episodes that went on without Humdinger in Season 5. And that was what irritated me, because it's like, we know he's the main antagonist. Stop showing it to us again and again and again. Stop showing it to us. You get bored of him. Yeah, you get bored of him instantly. It's like, okay, he's gonna steal something for some random reason. He's something... steal something or want something and fail in wanting that something. Pretty much, yeah. It's like, I'm just gonna steal something for some random reason. There's always gonna be something that gets in the way of his plot, and therefore he's gonna need rescued. The Paw Patrol rescues him. He says thank you, and then there's just some random old punishment for him in honor of the... Instead of like going to jail or anything like that, he just does a bunch of community service, passing out towels on the one with the shark episode. It's like, okay, stop it. In Mighty Pups, it's like, all you gotta do is just clean the beach. It's like, okay, can you please just give us something like Sweetie? Give us something like Sid again. Stop giving us freaking Humdinger again. It's irritating, it's annoying, and you need to stop. It's like... The only time I was happy with Humdinger was when they brought in his nephew Harold. That was the only time I was happy. Yeah, and even then, Humdinger was still in character. And I thought, like, the idea of him actually turning on his own nephew to work with the Paw Patrol, that would have been awesome. But that does not happen in any way, shape, or form, and that was the only thing I didn't like about Mighty Pups. Yeah, if they got a little bit more time, and if they had a little more inspiration, they could probably an actual good and amazing, and without Humdinger, good episode. Yep. That's just how it is. That's how it is in real life, and that's what I have to complain about. Go away, Ethan. But yeah, this is definitely an interesting thing. But that's a lot of my complaint when it comes to Paw Patrol nowadays. It got lazy. It's following a formula that it just randomizes all the time, pulling out some stuff like versus Zumas that didn't have anything interesting. Heck, there was a time when I was watching it and I saw the eyes in the water. You remember that scene, Cyberforce?
Yeah.
And I was literally like, it's either a catfish or a gator. and I knew it. It was a catfish. I was like, I called it. If people like me and some other kids could probably call the plot, then you're not doing so well. I kind of am disgusted, Mr. Meldoggo. The fact that they just, they kind of dumb down what they do, and they're not talking down. The fact that they're talking down and they're not going for anything interesting anymore is what's stupid.
Yeah, I mean, like, if we go back to stuff like Season 3, which I think this is where this episode was, Tom Sage Sky, they took a massive leap with that, where one of the pups was actually in trouble for the first time and actually was very serious.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's something I want him to do again. High Flying Sky does not count, though, because that was just dumb. I mean, no hurt or pain got inflicted or anything. They weren't hurt. It was just a foggy sky. That's it.
Yeah, that was a lot of things that happened. I know, what the heck is happening to the creators? Yep. Yep. That's exactly what I asked. It's like, what happened? Did you lose your creative idea? What happened? Are you guys thinking anymore? Are you guys? And this is what irritates me. Is because back in Season 1, it was like, okay, this show is purely for kids. But as they kept going on, it's like, oh, they're actually, starting to appeal to a bigger demographic. They show all three actually. And what irritates me is the fact that with Season 3, 4, and 5, and 6, they could do more than what they were supposed to, but they don't, and that's what irritates the hell out of me. I did it again. I'm sorry, that's a lot of my problems. I could go on for hours about why I don't like Paw Patrol nowadays, or why I tend to skip it every now and then. But I'll get back into Season 6. I'll try my best to get back into Season 6. The ones that I haven't watched, at least. I've already watched the premiere. It got copyright claimed 3 times now, trying to upload it in any way whatsoever. 3 times. 3 times I got copyright. It was irritating. But, with the movie, I want there to be, an interesting plot. If there was something that was interesting, kind of hey, Chad, think of ideas for the Paw Patrol movie. I want to hear them, and I think Cyberforce wants to hear them.
Yeah, of course I do. Also, I have to go off soon. I might not be able to last this too much longer, so maybe another couple 5 minutes or so.
Right. I'm gonna check out how long the live chat's been going. Live has been going on for 25 minutes now. It is actually 7:57 right now here where I live, and we'll talk about the plot, about our ideas for the plot, and how they should take the movie, and then we could probably end it, since that's mainly why we are doing this. And this will be put back in, it'll be saved on my live for anyone to watch it on Instagram again. And everyone has my permission to watch it, and even now, I'm going to screen record it, and I'm going to be uploading it again to YouTube just in case. Mr. Meldoggo says it's 4 over here. Since he lives in California, it's 4:58 where he lives, and it's 7:58 where I live. And you're in Scotland, so isn't it 10:58 where you live?
A little bit later than that.
Oh, okay. Because I remember if it was in Ireland, it'd be 4 hours. It'd be 4 hours later. But you're in Scotland, which is England, so wouldn't it? So yeah, I gotta think real hard. It's weird. I don't know. But yeah, I definitely got my problems out, and with the show at least. Hate the fact that Humdinger is used every time. Hate the fact that they've talked down to their audience. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot.
And they're not taking any more big leaps.
Yes, exactly. No, they're not taking any more big leaps of faith. They're no longer going for anything that's interesting. Nope. But I do hope that it's interesting for the movie. I really do want it to be interesting because people have been waiting for this movie for the longest time, and this was a marketing idea too, because even then a lot of the stuff could go on like normal. But since they're going to devote an entire hour and a half or something to this, based on depending on what they do, it's like, what are they going to do? What kind of ideas do they want to do? I'm gonna lay on my stomach now because it hurts. Oh man, it just, I don't know. That just goes on a lot. Obviously, I'm going to basically say, hey, I'm sorry for the live chat show, blocking my face, but it's okay. But yeah, something that always affects me, but I'm gonna try and think of a plot for myself. But again, chat, give us your ideas. We definitely want to hear your ideas. Okay. I wonder, since they can pull off a ton of great fantasies, I was thinking maybe they could pull off something with the Merpups and the Mermoon. They could go even further into that. They could do anything, really. Because it's a movie, they can literally do anything and entertain people, but nonetheless. As long as it reaches a 6 or a 7, people are still going to watch it. Heck, if it even reaches an 8, it'll be amazing. But people have been waiting an extremely long time for this movie. A lot. And it's something awesome in its entirety. The fact that they're actually making a movie. Everyone kind of knew that this was happening beforehand, because it's like, because it was a marketing hack. Because it's like, people enjoy Paw Patrol. They always enjoy Paw Patrol. So it's like, why not just do it? But yeah, people can see through my glasses that I'm clearly looking at the iPad, and they can see my head and live chat, which is awesome. It's like, hey, look, it's a behind-the-scenes look at what my POV is. I don't know. But, what are your ideas? I said the Mermoon. Maybe they could do something with Mighty Pups again. Make it like Infinity War. That'd be awesome. That would be so dang awesome. But then thinking of the idea of Thanos snapping his fingers and then they disappear, that'd be bad.
All I really thought of with the trailer, it'd be the similar case to where Spider-Man is like meeting Doctor Strange, and it'd be the case where like Peter Parker's basically commenting on the Mighty Pups, and he's basically saying, just let me get you straight, you guys.
That'd be awesome.
And it just cuts to a bit where they're all like battling Thanos with all the powers, and then it comes to another bit where Marshall says, I think we're a little bit more than that.
Yeah, that would be the most incredible thing I had ever seen. Exactly, Maladogo. I wouldn't want them to disappear, but like the idea of just having them in this bigger battle, and it's like, you know what? We're more than just rescue dogs. We can fight. We can fight. It's just like, blood. I'm shaking the bed. Okay. It's interesting. Interesting in the least. But yeah, it would definitely be awesome to just have the Paw Patrol be in a situation where they'd have to fight for their land, or fight for their, it's
survival, but maybe something along those lines.
Yeah, that like fighting for survival. Yeah, that'd be interesting. When you said that the movie was going to come out in 2021, I shattered because I thought that it was going to come out at next year or like next 5 months, but 2021. Oh my god! Yeah, it was like, yeah, we do want the movie to come out a little bit earlier. Like, it's just like, people have been waiting. Now you better just give it to us already. But you know what? 2021's okay. Why? Because of the fact that when you think about it from a narrative perspective, it's like, okay, I mean, people have got to spend a year or so thinking of thinking of the plot, what they could do with the plot, what they could do with the characters, and all that. However, the movie, in my opinion, is a good way to get them to get their creative niche back. In many ways, I could think of many ways that this movie could be better than the series. In I don't know how many. I could probably do that in like 30 minutes. But I'm not gonna do it right now because we're pretty much already a half hour into the thing anyway. But with the plot, I really do want it to be something extremely interesting that'll keep the kids excited for a long, long time. I want it to be something kind of like How to Train Your Dragon. Give it some comedic moments here and there, something serious here and there, a good final fight, a really happy ending, and you got it. That's instantly a success.
You got a good movie right there.
Yeah, it may be a stereotypical formula, but guess what? That stereotypical formula doesn't have to be a stereotypical formula if you do it in a way that's brand new and unique. This is why I love the ideas that you came up with in Friendship Day and Mighty Pups and Merpup, is that you don't think of they don't go off of stereotype, and they created something new with their work, and this is why I do like it. And the animation gets better as the series keeps going on and on and on. And throughout season 2, the underwater effect and the light shining through the water and the golden effect on the ship is what really gets to me.
Yeah, when you get to season 5, you realize how much work would have had to be put in for stuff like their powers. I mean, allowing their paws to glow is one thing.
And the backgrounds in Mighty Pups as well. Every time the pups just show up on screen, or whenever Chase is running, that takes a lot. It takes a lot, and I want to see something like that again in this movie.
Yeah, whenever Spark creates it, we take a wine.
Yeah, that'll always, we always want something to work. Here in my hand is actually a drumstick, and it lights up whenever you hit it, and it vibrates. If it was in the dark, which I could show, but I don't want to right now, is that you could see how this kind of stick would actually, would be interesting to watch. Since it lights up and it's moving in specific directions, it flows. Because you know when an animation is not really flowing correctly, and that's always the case, too. Yeah, hello. Anyway, but yeah, it goes on a lot. It goes on a lot, and I really do want it to be in something interesting, something for the ages. It's coming out in 2021, so that's interesting.
Yeah, they've got plenty of time to work on stuff and maybe
finish
everything.
They could think of plot. They could think of plots and everything as well. If they go to a Merpup episode, or think of a plot based off the Merpup stuff, I want it to be something that goes into their backstory. How are the Merpups even created? It did specific type of magic, combine a fish and a pup, and that was it. Or, were they just normally there, and it's there's a specific universe full of it.
Yeah, or reality more like.
Yeah, or a reality. Think of, something interesting. Pop Stay Poplantis was good for many reasons. It had character growth for Chase once again, and this is something that I'm starting to notice recently. Is that throughout everything, it seems like they're trying to build up Chase's character development, so he becomes leader in the end.
One of the most main characters in it, second to Predator, obviously.
Yes. And even then, the Paw Patrol page, the Twitter or Instagram, they're starting to show Marshall and Skye more often as well. And I don't think this is a real coincidence either, because it's why would they show Skye, Marshall, and Chase? As well as the idea, in Mighty Pups, Chase, Skye, and Marshall were chosen for the mission. So I'm wait, are those the three main characters? Main characters. That'd be interesting. And,
They're used the most as well, so that's probably something.
You said which one the most as well?
No, I mean, they're all
Oh yes, yes. All three of them are used a lot, especially since Chase and Marshall have a second job compared to their other ones. Like Chase is a super spy and Marshall is an EMT, which is an emergency medical transponder. I don't know. I need to look at that up again. But they have different jobs, and and with their ultimate rescue ideas and then all the other stuff, they thought of new ideas too. Um, it's something that it's something it's something to really be thought of when it comes to making movies, because
Yeah.
the thing is,
It's emergency medical technician.
oh, that's it. There we go. That is right. That's right. Yeah. Something that I've noticed, and something that I know from Mr. Enter, is the fact that we're gonna end in like a minute because my mom is asking me to call her. What I'm gonna end with is basically that I've been hearing the idea that writers take a long time to think of writing and everything before they actually start creating a script and starting the animation and everything, because writing is a very tough job, and when it comes to a script and writing a full story of what will happen next, it's a long time and it takes a very tough process. So that is my ultimate thoughts on the 2021 movie. I think that it'll definitely work if it has a very interesting plot, goes with the same animation, and goes in a route that I think it will. In a route that I think it could.
Doesn't go live action.
Yeah. I would also love if they don't talk down to their audience in the movie and actually go beyond what they're supposed to in the movie. I always want to see that happen. Like if they could show the ships in the movie, I totally would be okay with it. But I don't request them to do so. Like I'm not gonna be like, you have to do it in the movie. You have to. I just won't do that because it's like then it could create more problems. So the thing that I'm mainly hoping for is like good origin story for the show and all that stuff. Well, this was definitely an amazing thing, and it's also going to come out to YouTube, so this ought to be fun. But anyway, thank you so much, party people, for being a part of this live stream, and thank you to listening to me and Cyberforce talk about our ideas and our thoughts when it comes to the 2021 movie. We're really excited for the movie, and I hope you guys are as well, because because there are definitely new creative ideas that we could do. So, thank you so much, party people, and thank you, Cyberforce, for being here.
No problem.
And as always, I will see you, party people, back on YouTube. Bye-bye!
That is me.